Tonight, a police shooting shuts down traffic on 287 in Fort Worth. What happened before an officer fired? Plus, 2 domestic attacks. The FBI investigating a shooting at Old Dominion University as an act of terror. And an armed suspect rams a vehicle into a synagogue in Michigan.
An attack on any synagogue feels like an attack on all of us.
A strong cold front on the way, and some of you may need to protect your tender vegetation.
I'm standing in the middle of Randall Mill Road where the stage is set for the Grand Prix Arlington. We'll give you some final tips, what you need to know about how to get here, or if you prefer, how to avoid the traffic mess that's probably coming this weekend.
And today we're learning a lot more about a deadly shooting involving Fort Worth police.
They say it started when an officer tried to help someone who appeared to be hurting himself. It led to a shooting that shut down Highway 287 at Maddox in both directions during rush hour.
All right, here's a live look at that highway. You can see it is back open now. Brittany Costello's in Fort Worth tonight to walk us through what happened.
Fort Worth police shut down Highway 287 at East Maddox for several hours Thursday afternoon. Police Chief Eddie Garcia says an officer shot and killed a man on the bridge. It happened around 4 o'clock. Chief Garcia says an officer driving in the area saw a man trying to harm himself.
What he saw was an individual who was cutting himself and standing on the bridge.
He says the officer thought he might try to jump. Garcia says he pulled off to try to help him.
At one point, the individual came back on the other side of the bridge and ran towards the officer with what appeared to be a broken bottle that he had been cutting himself with.
Garcia says the officer shot him.
Neighbors who live nearby say they heard 2 gunshots. They came outside to this scene. They saw 2 police cars and officers rendering aid.
Detectives with the Major Case Unit and Internal Affairs are investigating what happened. In Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Costello.
Yeah, we're also learning more about another shooting, this time in Dallas. It happened at the parking garage at Children's Health Hospital late last night. Police say a fugitive task force was following a man with an active warrant. They say he pulled into the garage and barricaded himself in his car. That led to a standoff, and SWAT deployed tear gas to force him out. Police say the suspect then pointed a gun at them and officers opened fire. Now, police have not publicly identified that man, but sources tell WFAA he ran a security company and had warrants for a parole violation and charges connected to a fake federal license plate. Investigators are trying to determine how a convicted felon was able to operate a security company that used armed guards. We're expecting Dallas police to release some body cam footage from that shooting in the coming days.
Taking a look outside on a nice March evening, but Pete is tracking some big changes in the temperatures this weekend.
Big changes, Cynthia. Oh, this is so exciting. 60s today. We hit 62 today. Wait until you see the end of the week forecast. But Sunday night and Monday, that's why we have a WFA weather alert day in place. And the impact, it's a very strong cold front, but right now moves through Sunday afternoon. Gusty north winds behind the front, 25 to 35, and a light freeze by Monday morning north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, up along the Red River. And Monday morning, here in the Metroplex and all across North Texas, wind chills in the teens and 20s. So what do you need? You need to do this. You need to stay up to date on the forecast. You're going to need to bundle up on a Monday morning, grab a jacket and download WFA Plus to your TV, because my end of the week forecast, 77 on Friday, 81, that's the high on Saturday. We hit 82 on Sunday, but that's Sunday afternoon. Temperatures start to fall. And then by Monday morning, I'm talking lows in the 30s and once again, wind chills in the teens and 20s. My full forecast, your 14-day outlook. Coming up.
Make sure you have our streaming app, WFAA Plus, for nightly weather updates and the hour-by-hour forecast where you live. It's free to download to your TV.
We're also following breaking news overseas. An Air Force refueling plane has gone down in western Iraq. It's similar to the one seen here and was supporting operations against Iran. U.S. Central Command says the KC-135 tanker crashed but was not shot down and did not take any fire. It's not clear if there were any casualties, but there were at least 5 crew members on board, and a rescue effort is now underway. We're also learning more about the shooting at Old Dominion. The FBI now says ROTC students subdued the gunman and killed him. Investigators say a man walked into a classroom in Virginia and asked if anyone was in the Army. When several replied yes, he pulled a gun and opened fire. The professor was killed and 2 others wounded in what federal agents are calling a terrorist act. The FBI has identified the shooter as Mohammed Jallo, a former soldier in the Army National Guard. Court records show he pleaded guilty 10 years ago for supporting the Islamic State. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison and released in December of 2024.
Tonight, federal investigators are on the scene of an act they say is violence targeting the Jewish community in Michigan. An armed man rammed his truck into a synagogue in West Bloomfield, located about 30 minutes northwest of Detroit. Sources tell ABC News the vehicle drove around a security bollard and crashed into the front doors, starting a fire. The synagogue has a daycare and preschool. Everyone inside, including the children, were safe. The suspect died after a shootout with security. The Department of Homeland Security says he was born in Lebanon and became a U.S. citizen in 2016. According to law enforcement, first responders found what appeared to be a large amount of explosives in the back of the vehicle. After that attack, Fort Worth police said they were increasing patrols around places of worship. This comes amid a surge of attacks on members of the Jewish community here in the United States. Jobin Paniker talks to experts about how they're responding.
What happened in Michigan could just as easily happen at any synagogue in any state.
A number of members of that clergy team are friends of mine. I know the community, and it's something that goes to the heart of all of us.
Rabbi David Stern is the senior rabbi here at Temple Emmanuel in Dallas.
An attack on any synagogue feels like an attack on all of us.
He, like many in the community, is feeling the anxieties that come with these acts of hatred.
I've seen such a massive uptick of people getting much more serious about training.
Rabbi Raziel Cohen works out of New Jersey, known as the tactical rabbi.
There's a lot of different options on the market of just...
He helps synagogues develop security plans, even does firearms training.
There's a difference between a guy with a gun and a team of guys with guns.
He estimates 7 out of 10 synagogues in the U.S. now have active security plans. Those that don't,
they're accepting the fears that they wish they didn't have, as opposed to just preparing for the reality of what life is.
Temple Emmanuel has its own safety plan, a necessity, this rabbi says.
They are now part of our everyday rhythm. It's an ethical obligation.
Rabbi Stern says there are no immediate or credible threats in Dallas, but that won't stop the feeling of anxiety.
It also causes us to double down on our will to resist, the importance of fighting back against anti-Semitism.
What happened in Michigan and happens across the globe will be at the center of their prayers on Friday in Dallas.
Just to remember where we all are, what we're all coping with, and to give us another dose of compassion and empathy for the other.
In Dallas,
we have the blessing of each other. The spiritual tools of our faith will help us endure.
I'm Jobin Paniker.
It has been 4 years since we witnessed a similar attack in North Texas. A man named Malik Akram walked into Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville, seemingly in need of help. Then he pulled a gun and held 4 men hostage, threatening to kill them and detonate bombs that he claimed to have. Akram eventually let the oldest hostage leave, and the others made a daring escape on their own. An FBI tactical team breached the synagogue and killed him.
New tonight, a North Texas teacher is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with students. Police arrested Miguel Caban Mendez, who was a teacher at DeWitt Perry Middle School in Carrollton Farmers Branch ISD. A police affidavit says a student told police Mendez would call her out of class and have her come to his room and touched her inappropriately, including giving her foot massages with lotion. Caban Mendez was placed on leave by the district last month, but he chose to resign instead. He is being held tonight in the Dallas County Jail. Police interviewed several other girls who said Mendez gave them foot massages during school. One 14-year-old student told police Mendez had given her the foot massages over the past 3 years. Investigators are working to determine if there could be other possible victims.
Tonight, the Dallas Democratic Party is dropping a lawsuit over issues that flared up during the primary. The party instituted new rules, which resulted in some Democrats showing up to the wrong polling location. A district judge extended the deadline in Dallas County, allowing the polls to stay open past 7 p.m. About 2,000 voters cast a ballot after the official closing time before the state Supreme Court stepped in to block it. And now we've learned all of those ballots won't count. The Democratic Party is dropping its effort to fight it. There don't appear to be any races with a slim enough margin for 2,000 votes to affect the outcome.
Tonight, Congressman Mark Vesey is asking the Texas Rangers and Major League Baseball to remove a controversial statue from Globe Life Field. Last week, the team installed the One Riot, One Ranger statue in the left field concourse. It was removed from Dallas left field 6 years ago after officials learned it was modeled after Ranger Jay Banks, a trooper who helped block black students from integrating Mansfield schools back in 1956. The baseball team said it represents all Rangers, not just Banks. Vesey's district includes part of Arlington. He sent a letter to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred and the Texas Rangers, citing legendary player Jackie Robinson, and claimed the statue contradicts the inclusive values of baseball. He says, quote, "To place a monument honoring someone associated with resisting civil rights at a major league ballpark dishonors that legacy."
Tonight, our Boomtown series takes us to Haltom City, where the opening of a new H-Mart may be delayed. It was expected to open this spring off 820 and Beach Street, anchoring a 50-acre mixed-use development. But according to our partners at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, work is still underway right now, and the opening may be postponed till summer. H-Mart is a popular Korean-inspired superstore. The retailer has already opened stores in Dallas, Plano, and Carrollton.
Costco opened its new store in Forney today. It's located along Highway 80 at Clements Drive. Photos show the parking lot packed with shoppers. I passed by and I was really impressed with all the people there. The new store is 160,000 square feet, making it 20,000 square feet larger than the nearest Costco in Rockwall. City leaders say the store is expected to draw from a wide customer area every day, including as far away as Tyler.